Hey everyone, it's James Bowerman with the Real Creative Group, and this is your December 2021 real estate market update for Anne Arundel County. All right, it's December and it's the last month of 2021, and I've started to take a look at the past year and put together my annual report. So I have a lot of very insightful data that I'd like to share with you. Just a teaser, I won't have the full report until January, and I'll have a nice graphics and things to support that. But obviously with a few weeks left, some things are going to be happening still, so those numbers aren't final, but very interesting insights to share with you, as well as what's going on with the economy. So we'll get to that after we jump into the numbers real quick here. So to start with, let's take a look at coming soon. So 70 homes currently coming soon, which is probably going to be less by the time you see this. I actually looked at these numbers last week and thought, you know what, it's still too early. Let's give some more time, and it dropped again significantly. So that number's down about 22 compared to coming soon last month, but we saw a drop in like 10 just in the last 7 days. So things are falling and pretty quickly here as we've gotten into December and close to the holidays. Pretty typical, but let's keep going. Next, active homes. So we have 608 active homes for sale in Anne Arundel County. This is down 189 homes compared to last month, and it's actually a 36% decrease compared to this time last year. Right, next, under contract, we have 1,257 homes currently under contract in Anne Arundel County. These homes are no longer available to tour or to write offers on. They should be closing in the next 30, 60, 90 days tops. But that's a drop of 245 compared to last month, and a 32% decrease compared to this time last year. All right, next, closed homes. We have 945 homes that closed during the month of November. That was a drop by only 10 and only 1% compared to November of last year. So not a big change there. All right, so next, let's look at days on market. We did see another increase, only one day, but we went up to 21 days on market, meaning from the time it was listed to the day it was put under contract, on average 21 days for that to take place. And it was the fifth, I think, month in a row. Yeah, 5 consecutive months now that we've seen that tick, really only by a day each month, but going up, which means homes are selling a little bit slower than they are month after month. All right, and lastly, let's look at pricing. We did actually see another decrease. We went down 1.5% compared to last month. We're sitting at $496,340 on average for a home sold in Anne Arundel County. Compared to last year, though, we're actually up 9.2%. All right, now let's jump into some of my closing thoughts. A lot to cover here based on some of the data I've been looking at over the past year. But let's start with the CPI report that just came out, the Consumer Price Index, which stated that in the past year, the inflation has gone up 6.8%, which is the highest increase we've seen in 39 years. So that's important to take into note as we kind of look at these numbers. As we know, homes have been appreciating, rents have been appreciating. So keep that in mind as we go through some of this data. But let's start with, I don't often talk about rentals, but I do want to talk about that specifically because prices have been increasing. On average, we saw a 5.4% increase in rental prices over the past year from 2020 to 2021. So compared to that 6.8% inflation, it's not even keeping up with that. So I would expect those numbers to continue to rise. It's just, the dollar is weakening, things are becoming more expensive, rents not excluded from that. Right now we're at $2,310 on average for a rental in Maryland. Now this is only from the MLS. Lots of rentals take place through Zillow and other means, so I'm just using the data from our local MLS. Now this is due heavily to the decline of available rental properties. We saw a 28% decrease in available rental properties from 2020 to 2021. So that was huge. Obviously, supply and demand. There's just not as much out there. Prices are going to go up. All right, so now let's take a look now at the home sales. We've already surpassed 2020 in the number of homes sold. When I pulled the data, we were at 11,445 homes sold in 2021, so more than we did in all of 2020, which is about a 5% increase. And we still got a few weeks left to go in December. Personally, I still have, I think, 4 more transactions that will be closing this month. So I expect those numbers to increase even more. But as you saw, only about 1,200 homes currently pending. Taking a look at that, let's dive into some of these market segments, which I'm going to have in the full report. I really want to talk about the entry level, which is your first-time home buyer under $400,000, your mid-level, which is your move-up buyer, and also your downsizer. That's going to be the $400,000 to $800,000 price range. And then we have our luxury, which is $800,000 and up. So to start with, let's take a look and look at the entry level as it compares to really affordability. It made up for 44.8% of the total market. So that's a big segment, where almost half of the segment is people looking as first-time homebuyers in that under $400,000 price range. However, we saw a decrease, a 19% decrease in the number of homes available in that market from 2020 to 2021. So if you're a first-time homebuyer, you've got the biggest pool of available homes, but we're seeing that number go down. The number that's on the inverse of that going up is going to be the move-up buyers, again, as it also corresponds to the downsizers in the bigger homes trying to sell those. So these are the sales taking place, and let's see, between 400,000 and 800,000, it made up 46.6% of the total market. So again, another huge piece of that market, but this was actually a 21% increase from 2020 to 2021. So part of that is the appreciation and values going up. And then I'm also going to touch on new construction and where that's coming from. But first, lastly, let's look at the luxury market. So 800,000 and up, only 8.5% of the market. We did see an increase. Again, appreciation, homes going up, people have cash and they're looking for these nicer homes, are making moves. We did see an increase 27% compared to 2020. Now, out of the 11,445 homes we saw this year, new construction counted only for 7.7% of those homes sold. Now, only 1% of entry-level homes was new construction. So out of that big market segment and those buyers looking to get into their first home under 400,000, only 1% of those are being built brand new. The mid-level attached homes, so the townhouses, not necessarily the detached single families, but the attached townhomes, saw the largest growth in the market segment over 2020 with a 58% increase. It also counted for 41.2% of all the new construction homes in 2021. So most of the new homes that are being built are in that $400,000 to $800,000 range. Townhouses, attached homes, and we see that a lot with some of these newer communities in Anne Arundel County, mostly northwest around Fort Meade, Glen Burnie, some in Annapolis. So I thought that was very interesting. And again, I'll go into all these details in the full report in January. But in summary, if you're a first-time home buyer and you're looking for that entry-level home under $400,000, you're gonna have the most options, but we're seeing that shrink. That the number of homes available is starting to shrink there, or has been shrinking over the course of the last year. And then the largest growth is that mid-level range for move-up buyers purchasing townhomes, which are also going to be the detached resale homes from some of those downsizers. So interesting stuff. I'm very excited to have that full report for you next month. But hey, if you have any questions, I know I covered a lot. Thanks for sticking with me. Leave me a comment below. Be sure to like it and share it if you found any value in this. And until next month, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you're looking to move in 2022, would love to be there to help you out. Thanks, guys. Take care. See you soon.